Okay, welcome everybody to Joey and Chandler's The Fun Time Super Happy Hour. This is our March 8th rerun edition. Again, Joey and I are about to get back together and do some new episodes with some new ideas and things we both probably haven't shared completely with each other because we like to keep each other on our toes. But as always, here at Joey and Chandler's, we like to honor some silly holidays and some obviously great holidays too, because I don't want people to think I'm making fun of this. March 8th is International Women's Day. So hopefully you are like me, send a shout out to all the important women in your life and just, celebrated them. It's also Be Nasty Day, which may sound bad, but this is where you get to use your wittiest quips. Get your wittiest quips ready to take the sting out of your nasty words this day. So just be sarcastic, basically. And then here's a little fun fact for people. Many may not know that Joey and I are actually people who use our middle names. So March 8th is National Middle Name Pride Day, where first names are often simple and modern. Middle names are more personalized, creative, or cultural. I personally don't even know sometimes why I have a first name because no one really calls me by it anyway. But so yeah, this is our March 8th edition. So like I said, sit back, listen to this rerun. Joey and I will be coming back around the corner soon as our big extended break is about to end. And we will see everybody shortly. Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Joey and Chandler's The Fun Time Super Terrific Happy Hour. Welcome, Chandler.
Welcome, Joey. You gotta be happy with your Cowboys, man. The way they're going.
Oh shoot! It's like one of those like trying my hardest not to get on the hype train because I'm like, dude, they scored 70 points. Nobody else has scored 70 points like that.
Just wait. Well, the team has scored 70 points. Yes, I don't know, but half of that was scored by the defense. So.
They've only given up 10, which is last I checked was the least amount of points that anybody's given up so far.
Yeah,
through 2 weeks, but it's 2 weeks.
You got to pump the brakes. I think your team is very, very good, but like we talked about before, me personally, I want to wait to see what Dak does against a quality team. You know what Mike McCarthy does against a quality team. But all right, so we'll do our September 22nd holidays real quick. Did you know that today is It's funny. So I looked this up, right? It's car free on September 22nd, but this one was listed as car free Sunday. And I was like, well, technically today's Friday. So like, how's it car free Sunday? But I just thought it was funny. It's time to ditch your cars, man. Ride your bike. Imagine if you rode your bike to work and you're just pouring sweat and you're like, well, I'm just gonna stink, Oh, I have my button. Yeah, there you go. He's gonna stink all day.
You roll to work and you smell like so bad, and they're like, this mother smells like, and you're like, I had to ditch my car. It's a holiday.
Yeah, you work at high school, right? Can't you just jump in the shower? You just get there early, go to
my central office, so it's like I would have to borrow the showers.
And it's also Hug a Vegetarian Day, just so you know. September 22nd, be kind to all the people that eat grass.
A little bit more than that. I think they eat a little more than that, but okay.
All right. It doesn't say here. Okay, so one thing I want to add. I told a friend, right? I almost made a faux pas last week, right? I almost made like a complete they're passing around a card, right? This kid comes in with a card. I'm thinking initially in my head, birthday card, right? So I'm thinking, okay, what kind of happy birthday message can I say? Open it up, see a lot of signatures. One of our teachers' mom, unfortunately, had passed away, right? So luckily, it sucked. But luckily, I didn't write anything because it was going to be like, hey, congratulations on this awesome day, And then I would have looked like a complete, So
you're enjoy it. Hope you have a great time. They're like, what?
Yeah, drinks are on me. Just fine, man. You're like, round of applause, everybody, right? So.
That reminds me. Kind of in the same vein, not the same card. So there was somebody who was up from promotion, and it
I
had to
don't
get
know
through
why I
board,
thought you were gonna say up for parole. I'm sorry.
it had to go through board approval.
Yeah.
In order for it to get through, right? And the board meeting was just lasting, like just long, to the point where I was like, dude, board meetings on Mondays, man. Like, I got stuff to do tomorrow. I got to work. So do you. Like, hurry up with these board meetings. We don't have to sit there and take forever.
Yeah.
So, board meetings already been going on for like 2.5 hours, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna go home. So I cut out when they went into closed session.
Yeah.
Assuming that the board was going to pass that resolution, right? So I'm operating under 100%. Person got the promotion. So I see them the next morning.
And you say congrats.
Meeting, and I said, "Oh, hey, by the way, congratulations on the promotion." To which that person just straight face it, yeah, they didn't approve it. And I'm like, I don't even like at this point. I don't even know what, because it's not just me and this person in this meeting. It's me and a few other people with this person. So it's like, oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like where like if you see a woman, like you wait for them to tell you they're pregnant before you say, "Hey, congratulations on the baby," because what if they're not? Then you look terrible, you know.
So here's my thing too.
This may be slapped.
This may be me just being a weirdo about it. I don't know. Like, I've never run this stuff by a lot of people. I don't even think I run it by anybody. So the great unveiling here on the podcast for like people who listen across the world and whatnot, right?
Yeah, way to break it out.
We sit there, and sex is kind of like one of those taboo things you don't talk about in public. It's not like you go to work and, so the other day me and my spouse or my girlfriend or my boyfriend or partner, whatever, we were. You don't just bring up stories that you're doing with these person, right?
Yeah,
it's
drawing diagrams and everything.
But yet, it's totally considered okay for us to be like, "Hey, we're trying for a baby," and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so cool." Like, that translates into you're having sex on the regular.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're doing.
It's
and yet we're like, "Oh, that's okay." Like, it's like, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, I think it's acceptable because you're not given the specifics, and people are like, "Oh, it's a baby." Yeah.
But the thing is, though, like, essentially what that translates out to, in another form of fashion, is like, if I was to come and say, "Hey, Chandler, me and the missus are trying to have a baby," that translates out to we're having sex on the regular. So, so it's okay for me to say we're trying to have a baby, but not for me to say, "Hey, for the next week or so, I'm going to be having sex with my wife every day."
From this time to this time, I am completely out of commission. Yeah, don't even call me.
That's the thing, is like, once you get old enough, you realize, okay, all the intricacies that go into trying to make the baby, the time of the month, right? So we've timed it out. So for the next 7 to 10 days, we're going to be having intercourse regularly, and I'm going to be finishing. Which people are like, "Oh, why would you say that?" But if I say, "Hey, we're trying to have a baby," it's the same thing. It's just in a different package.
Is this your way of saying I'm going to be an uncle again?
Oh no, the babies are done on this stuff.
You're like hypothetical.
I'm just saying that's weird.
No, I got you.
It's not quite chapping my, but I'm just saying.
You're like the socialities that people don't understand or whatever, right?
Yeah, social etiquette, like weird stuff, like, because that's where my mind goes if we're saying.
No, I get you. I mean, it's funny because you talk about that, and first off, I was thinking of this Dave Chappelle joke years ago, and I was like, I'm not gonna say it right now, but it kind of goes along with what you're saying. But it reminds me of other times that stuff like that's happened, and I'm like, how come you can't say this in a social setting, but you can say this? But I just can't think of a specific right now. But I mean, I know what you're talking about because I've seen stuff like that happen. Well, actually, last Friday we were having we call it morale meeting, right, instead of a happy hour. But I was out with a couple of teachers, and I was telling her, like, as an elementary guy, as mostly women in elementary, right? And I don't have a problem with it. It's just it's a different experience, I gotta act differently. There's certain things I just can't say, But we're out, and they were talking about, like, kid did something and they felt bad for the kid, so they like hugged him or whatever, right? Or they said, "Come over here, honey." And I told them, I was like, "See, that's the difference between men and women." I was like, if I did that, I'd look weird. If I told, hey, little cutie, come here, real quick. No, it's they called a kid cute, and I was like, if I called a kid cute as a male teacher, people be like, whoa, it's like a big flag. But I'm saying it's just, there's double standards for men and women and everything. But I was just pointing that out. I was like, that's just one of those things that I'm like, I really watch what I do because that doesn't sound good, And you mean nothing by it. It's like the same way people ask me why I got into teaching. I can't say why I like kids because that just sounds bad,
No, I get you. Like especially when I was at the high school campus, if there was a girl that was dressed scantily, they'd be like, "Oh my God, did you see so and so?" I'm like, "That's already a double edged question right there." Because if I say no, you're like, "How did you notice?" But if I'm like, "Oh yeah," they're like, "What are you doing looking?" So anytime there was a kid that like was dressed like that, I always send a female person. I'm like, "You deal with it. I'm not dealing with that."
I had to do that. I had to do that too when I was a 5th grade teacher. I had this one girl; she would never wear an undershirt. And if she would lean down or whatever, I'd be like looking up at the sky. And I talked to her a couple times. I told her like, "Hey, I need you to put on an undershirt, please." But then after like 2 times, I talked to my female teachers like, "Hey, can you go talk to her? Because I'm tired of saying it, Because then it acts like I'm looking, and I'm trying, like I'm not looking. I'm looking completely awkward because she's like right in my face. So I'm like, get out of there. But anyway, dude, I forget what day it was. Well, I think it was last week. Last week we had a lot. Did you guys get rain last week?
No.
I forget. Like there was a couple. I think it was like Thursday, Friday.
It's like it separates. It's like
it
sees me, and it comes, and it just splits, and then reforms on the other side of my city.
That's weird, man.
All the time.
But I think it was like Thursday and Friday, and I think it was Friday morning. My power went out here at home, and I get up early. I get up at like 4 a.m. And I got up. I knew there was a thunderstorm going on, but I didn't know power had got out. I get up, and I'm flipping on the switch, and I'm like, lights don't work. And then I was just like, I bet the power's out. So then I'm like, dude, I can't even eat breakfast right now. I can't. Normally I get up. There's a morning routine to watch TV or whatever. I was like, I can't do anything right now. Might as well lay back down and get back up at 5, take a shower in the dark, and then I'll go to school. But so power came back for me about 4:30, 4:40. But as I'm driving to school, like every time this has happened, normally we lose power at school, and I was like scared. I was like, man, because like when we lose power at school, sometimes it takes an hour and a half or so to get back on, and you're like teaching it. It's hard to teach when you can't use the computer. When you don't have online, you don't have lights. You have to use natural lighting, like open the window shades and the hallway. You got flashlights and stuff till because it doesn't start getting bright until like after 8 or whatever. Yeah. It takes a while. But luckily, it didn't happen. I was just freaked out by it. But I guess you didn't have that problem because y'all didn't lose any power.
No, not when it like last week. Every once in a while, we'll have like random like 2 seconds where the power like kicks off, and you're like, "What the?" Just enough to wake me up in the middle of the night.
Oh, okay. Have you ever lost power at school?
It hasn't happened this year. Yeah. But like my first 2 years that I was there, it happened every once in a while. Like it would just be crazy, and it would die. Like, and apparently it happened routine enough to where the people are like, "Oh, that's cool. It'll come back." I'm like,
I need to go get them again. I had bought, so it used to happen a lot more often for us, like at least once a year. And so the first time it happened, we went to the science lab to get all these flashlights. None of them worked. We had all these flashlights in the science lab, and they don't work. Not a single lick worked. So then after that day, after I left school, I went and bought 4 little mini flashlights for me and my 3 teachers on the grade level. And I was like, this happens again. We got a flashlight. And it happened again, sure enough, the next year. But it was like I said, it takes like an hour and a half or so when we lose power to get it back on for some reason. It's a nightmare because you can't project stuff. You're having to you can't I can't use my Elmo to project. You're right. The only thing I do is write it on the whiteboard, and that doesn't really show maybe the activity I'm trying to do. I have to explain it a lot. Kids have to really focus it. Like I said, it's just if you're not using 2023 technology, man, it's a lot of times it's stressful.
Yeah, which is sad because you think about like when we were kids, they had like the Elmo was the only thing that was like a technology in the classroom.
Well, not when you call the Elmo, what do they call it? The transparencies and stuff.
But I think the Elmo was the brand, wasn't it?
That might have been.
I hated those transparencies too.
I hated them too because you might write on them and they smear accidentally.
Well, yeah, and I had a hard time because I was left-handed, so that stuff never dried. So like, guess who never got picked after the first time the teacher realized that he messed up the stuff. Everybody else was like, what's to come up here? And it's like, oh, I
They're
do.
like,
No.
Raise your hand. Oh, everyone except I've done it before on different reasons because I have kids that volunteer a lot. But for you to be like everyone except Joey, who wants to do it?
Like, I'll do it, and they're just kind of
no
right over the top of the hand, and I'm like, I'm right here. I'm right here.
All right. So this little next part I'm gonna talk about. I don't know if you've ever I remember reading in college. In one of my classes, like if you're taking a test, like trying to use some calming music or some classical music helps the brain work better, right? But there's times I play calming music to calm the students down, and they're like bouncing off the walls and acting like it's a party. And then that's why I'm like, dude, sometimes it's amazing how you have a plan in your head, and it goes completely off the rail, and you're like, what the? So,
you're all, this isn't what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Somebody calm down. I want to lose my mind.
I'm freaking out.
Did that ever happen when you were PE? Did you use music in PE?
Yeah. Did
you use it to energize them or to chill them out?
Yeah, no, just to get them going. Because like, I did like a rookie mistake one time. Because like when you go through if you go through the teacher classes or any sort of prep classes, they're like, the way that you can keep kids calm and you can do this is you stand there and you get next to them, you give them a look, you give them a signal. And so I didn't know, like, let's give it a shot. So these kids are just rambunctious and they're doing whatever they want to do. And I'm all standing there looking upset with my hands on my hips. And like 10 minutes later, guess who was still standing there and guess who was not listening still?
I am.
And I was like, this idea is stupid.
You ever do this?
No.
Tap your wrists like you have an imaginary watch? I do it all the time. Kids are like, what are you doing? Well, I wear a watch now, but I'll do it before when I don't wear a watch. Kids are like, what the is that? And I'm like, what time is it, guys? Come on. You're wasting. Now what I do, because now you said we're not rookies. Yeah. Now it's like, I tell them when they're being loud and they're wasting my time, like, look, you're wasting your recess, I was like, it's not my recess you're wasting. It's your recess. Because a lot of times they're crazy when we're trying to go to recess. And I'll be like, I might get this time back, guys.
Do you know? So, random question. Well, not random, is because we're on the subject of time and clocks. Do you know what a Judy clock is?
Yeah, the little yellow ones, right?
I just learned that this week. I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's what we use. I use it a lot in 10th grade for practice hours and minutes. Yeah.
Well, see, I didn't know that. And so I was overviewing somebody's lesson plans, kind of helping out with some stuff, and I was like, and I just looked at them and was like, what the is a Judy clock?
You're like, can it be a Joey clock?
Well, I'm just looking at them like, and they're like, oh, it's a clock we use to tell time. And I'm like, well, okay. So I had to Google it, and I look at the pictures, and I'm like, why is it yellow? And, I don't know. That's just the way all of them are. And I'm like, who even does that? Like, nobody knows. I'm like, everything's digital anyway. Why are we wasting time on this stuff? Because if we lose power and we have to go back to analog clocks anyways, we got bigger problems, I'm sure. Like zombies are coming, or like the warhead is coming. I don't care what an analog clock says or nothing, man.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point because I always wonder why we teach it. Because kids just look at their cell phone now. But
yeah, well, I mean,
it's like there's three things that I have to teach in 2nd grade that I'm always like they're outdated. Telling standard time or analog time on a clock because most people look at their phone or it's digital. A lot of times teaching exact change because most people have debit cards now, right?
Yeah.
And then teaching cursive because other than signing your name, when do we write in cursive? Like nobody writes in cursive now, but it's just your signature. But those are three things I got to teach, and it's all stressful and frustrating because everything we have to get done, right?
Well, shoot, even when you think about it, you can do that electronic signature where you just click it and it does it for you.
Yeah, but you can't sign a check that way. Well, in person anyway.
When's the last time you did a check?
When I used to pay for gas.
Well, when you used to pay, I remember that time that you didn't pay.
Because they didn't check checks. We gotta go. Hurry up.
No, well, why? What's going on? I'll tell you when you're in the car. We're out of here.
Let's roll to a quick break. We gotta go. Break time.
Skip that story.
Say a story for another time. Cat wasn't aware or wasn't around for that one. All right, so I'll do this now. We got a new country, and I'll take my best guess of the new country, and then we'll take a couple sips afterwards. Is that cool?
Sounds good.
All right. At some point, I mean, it's a good problem to have. We may need 2 slides for toast around the world. All right. So in Germany, you know what we say? We say
Prost.
Prost. I'm sorry. In South Korea, we say Gunbei. In Brazil, we say Sade. In England, we say cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
In Australia, we say cheers, mate.
With a shrimp on the barbie.
Did you look up how Barbados says cheers?
You know what? What sucks is every time, like the last 3 times we've done this, I've looked it up, and then I just forget to always keep it on there.
Oh, gotcha. We're going to figure out how to officially say it so we don't offend them. All right. In Canada, really, we could say it 2 ways. French Canada, we can proper. This time I'm going to say ta santé.
Ta santé.
Or regular Canada, it's cheers you.
Cheers you, hoser.
Cheers you, hoser. I need to really have this over here. And then Colombia, we were saying salud. And then now I just noticed we got the Philippines, and I'm gonna hope it's tagay. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but that's just my guess.
Filipino. Joe Coy.
I do know some people that are part Filipino, so they may know how to pronounce it. So I'll reach out to them. So all right. So cheers to all those nations. And then if you add in USA, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really 10 countries with the USA. 9 different ones besides us. So that's pretty cool. Moving on up,
I feel it. Oh, that's right, because you had 2 for Canada. I was like, no, that's 11.
Yeah, well, yeah, 2. And then look at this map. This is the old U.S. map, right? We have now 18 states because we've added Louisiana, which in this map is abbreviated LA. Did I ever tell you this story? When I was 5th grade teacher, we were looking at a map like this, right? And talk about rookie mistakes. I don't know. I just assumed kids knew what a lot of the state abbreviations were, right?
Yeah.
I pointed to the state LA, which we all know is Louisiana. I was like, hey, what state is this? And what state is to the east of Texas? Right here, LA. And they're like, Los Angeles? And I was like, Los Angeles is a city way over here in California, people. And I was like, that's when I knew that a lot of stuff that we learned growing up, these people were way behind, They just they didn't have that exposure, I
mean, I wouldn't say we're stupid. I wouldn't say that we're the smartest people in the entire world either.
Oh, Americans?
No, you and I.
Oh, okay.
But I remember I was in our world history class, and they were asking about world geography class in high school. That's in high school. Like, we're not, I mean, it is what it is. We're high school kids. But I remember they sat there, and the teacher was like, what direction is Canada from us? And the girl says, up. Come on. Like, straight up serious, too. And it's just like, dude, like.
What is it? This was like, what, sophomore, junior? Yeah, sophomore?
I took it as a sophomore because they never scheduled world geography for me as a freshman. So, like, I was in there with a bunch of freshmen as a sophomore. So this girl was a freshman.
Okay.
I'm just like, dude. Like,
you kind of already answered your question, or answered my next question, because we all know freshmen are dumb, dumb.
But still, though, I mean, come on, you're 14 years old, 15 years old, depending upon when your birthday's at as a freshman. You can't just north, like which direction, not which, up. And the teacher, I just remember him looking.
That's when you do like a double take. You're like, I didn't expect that answer. I wasn't anticipating that one.
Yeah, and he's like, well, yeah, when you're looking at the map, it's up, but which direction would you move to get there from here?
That's like,
somebody else had to answer that for her.
They do we do those observations, and you have to do the pre-observation conference with your admin, and then tell you anticipate certain misunderstandings or questions or responses. I don't think a lot of people would be like, I think they're gonna say up in this instance, So
yeah, like at that point, it'd be like you didn't the first 5 minutes of geography class go north, east, south, west. You don't hit on those like.
Well, you think as like you said, at 14 years old, and when we went to high school, you assume that stuff is, standard.
That's what
kids know that.
It was like, dude, but.
Well, all right. Here we're gonna move on to our. We haven't done our trip around the world in a while, right? So this time we're doing South Korea. So I'm gonna try and say this in my Robin Leach voice. I'm not the best at accents, so we'll go from here. By the way, South Korea was our second country to follow us, so that's why they're number 2 here. So here's some fun facts if you ever visit South Korea, and just so people forgot. These are true, but I try to find stuff that's funny. We don't want it to be. The whole thing is make people laugh. It's like you don't just want to find the regular stuff. So, all right. So here we are in South Korea. First little tidbit of information there, Mr. Choi. Did you know that South Korea is the way of the fist and foot, or Taekwondo, began in Korea close to nearly 2,000 years ago? It is the first form of martial arts self-defense, and today it's the national and most popular sport in South Korea. All right?
It's a sport.
It is a sport. It's in the Olympics, right? I think it is.
Yeah.
All right. Tip number 2, or fun fact number 2, I should say. Robots are nearly everywhere. Robots are not only used in factories, but also as prison guards, waiters, or teachers in South Korea. Imagine having a prison guard, like as a robot. It'd be a little. Didn't we talk about Terminator and stuff happening in real life before? If not, that would be a good indication. At least a good scare.
Not to get off the TripAdvisor in South Korea, but I'm just saying though, like that is one of those things, and people are like, oh, blah blah, and they start saying stuff about Apple, Samsung, and stuff like that. When they start talking trash about like Google, Alexa, I'm like, you go off on your own rant. When the bombs start coming, they're gonna have me working at the factory. So at least I'm gonna be alive. I'm not gonna be dead like this on the pile, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's body steps up over the top.
Because you're being a good. Actually, it wasn't Arnold's body. It was the robot exoskeleton. Just so you know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. Fun fact number 3: South Koreans are always older. How is that possible? And by the way, I was trying to get Newman on to explain this at some point. Did you know that like our birthday, we consider 1-year-old our first birthday, right? They consider themselves 1 year old when they're born because they had that 9 months gestation period. It's like, so here to answer it, how is this possible? Well, when South Koreans are born, they're already considered 1 year old instead of like 1 day old, So that's why they're always older than us. Just keep that in mind. Respect them when you go over there, Chili.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Newman had explained it to me years ago when he first got to South Korea. So, all right. Fun fact number 4: 4 is considered an unlucky number. That's because it is known as an unlucky number, and it sounds very similar to the word for death. That's weird. 4. So I guess in their language. Yeah.
Okay, so the word 4, not the number. Well,
I guess
the number's unlucky.
Yeah, but I guess it represents whatever the word 4 is in South Korea. All right. Fun fact number 5: South Koreans, and he has corroborated this, love to party and drink. He's told me he's seen people passed out on benches at like 5 o'clock. Sun's not even down, and they're already completely trashed. So that's I think they love to drink and karaoke. Just so you know, because you told me you karaoke'd one time.
Quite a few times.
And then fun fact, the last one, they have parks that are full of sexual statues. The Hai Sing-dong Park has close to 50 penis statues on display, in case you're wondering.
The highest Sing-dong? The highest Sing-dong? Is that what you said?
Hai Sing-dong. Do you see the screen right here? Park?
No, I do. But you know what it sounds like? The highest Sing-dong.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're American pronouncing stuff incorrectly, right?
That's almost what it looks like when it's spelled.
Yeah, it's true, too. So. And that's it for our little TripAdvisor. The tour that time to South Korea, Like I said, I still want to, by the way, I hope Newman listens to this and he's doing well. The last couple times, actually, it's been a few months that I've talked to him. When I reach out to him, he doesn't reply. So I hope things are going well. You know, I hope he's just very busy and he's just like being a jerk and just like dissing me and not like having some serious stuff go on.
Somehow he got lost when he was hanging out with his karaoke buddies and wandered across the DMZ, and now he's in North Korea, and he's not doing too well.
Well, I'd like to think it's a little distinct over there. Like you could tell.
I would hope.
That's just my guess. So.
Well, real visualization is honestly like from which I don't know, what was it? Tomorrow Never Dies. Whichever 007 movie it was with Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, you want to do the social plug? I'll do it because I gotta apologize. I haven't made any shorts in a while, and I've been wanting to do it. It's just how it is. We're all busy.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're just as busy as me. And that's a topic for another discussion, for another episode too, because man, I'm constantly running around. But we're still on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Threads, right? Twitter, which is now X, like your boy, what was it, Des Bryant? Yeah. Choey and Jan, CHOEY, the letter N, and then JAN. And you can also find us on Facebook and oh my gosh, YouTube, right? And I'll get this audio up on YouTube. I think I told you, Mama she listens to she's one of our few YouTube listeners,
Oh, okay.
Which is cool. We'll wrap this up here and we'll be back for that next episode, right?
Sounds good.